Two young men, two strangers from two very different generations, now linked.
One, an American hero from Arkansas. The other, on a mission to make sure that hero is never forgotten.
It's a story that began 67 years ago. World War II, Germany. A world away from small-town Enola, Arkansas, home to Private First Class Gerald Bryant. Bryant joined the Army in 1944. But this husband and father would never make it home. Hi, is this Ben?
Yeah, that's right.
Meet Ben DeStarke, a 20-year-old Belgian postal worker with a deep connection to Private Bryant.
He and his unit were engaged in combat in Mürten, that's in Germany, and while he was trying to aid one of his comrades at the bank of the Ruhr River, he was hit by machine gun fire and was unfortunately killed.
This is the Ari Chapelle American Cemetery and Memorial in Belgium. 57 acres, the final resting place of 7,992 American soldiers. Plot C, row 13, grave 53, the place where DeStarke visits Private Bryant.
I try to visit his grave 3 to 4 times each year, mostly with all of our group.
DeStarke belongs to the Timberwolves Remembrance Group, Belgium.
And it's a group that tries to show the public here how an American unit looked like during World War II.
DeStarke says they chose Private Bryant's unit, the 415th Infantry Regiment of the 104th Infantry Division, because they fought and liberated part of their home region. To show his appreciation, DeStarke adopted Private Bryant's grave.
The adoption is actually more symbolic. You keep the memory, you keep the memory alive, you gather information about them.
His research led him here to the University of Central Arkansas, where Bryant went to school. Back then it was called Arkansas State Teachers College.
This is PFC Gerald Bryant.
And this is where he's remembered. A memorial to the 46 alumni killed during World War II, says Jimmy Bryant, UCA's Director of Archives and Special Collections.
We respect the contributions that these men, 45 men and 1 woman, made during World War II. A lot more served, of course, than that, but these gave it all. They gave their life for this country.
There's also a living memorial, planted after the war, 46 oak trees lining Donaghy Avenue. Tell us, why is this so important to you to do this?
That's why it's important that we keep the memory alive to the people who assure that freedom, and so that actually we can live how we live today thanks to those people.
People, heroes from another country, like Private First Class Gerald Bryant, a man Ben DeStarke never met, never knew, but will never forget. Now, DeStarke emailed Jimmy Bryant, and both are actively trying to find more information on Private Bryant, including any living relatives.
DeStarke wants Bryant's family to know they're always welcome in Belgium if they'd like to visit his grave.
Well, it is a story that captured immediate attention. About 2 weeks ago in a THV Extra, I featured a story on a young man thousands of miles away on a mission to honor a fallen Arkansas hero. But we were left with the missing piece of the puzzle, the mystery of the soldier's family. Were they still alive, still in Arkansas? Tonight, part 2 of my THV Extra, Lost and Found.
And then this is Gerald, the day he went into service.
An album of memories.
And that's you and me and him.
Each page,
this is all about him when he was killed.
Takes this mother and son back.
I never thought that he wouldn't come back to us. I never one time thought that he would.
To a past.
I think of him quite often, what it would be like if it hadn't happened.
Recently re-emerged.
Well, once you love somebody, The love never leaves, regardless of what happens.
It's a story that began 67 years ago, World War II, Germany. It all began this past Veterans Day with our story about a 20-year-old Belgian postal worker honoring an Arkansan killed in action and the search for his family.
Today's THV, may I help you?
Immediately, the phone rang. I don't know if you have heard from any other family members yet. And emails poured in, but I did some research and found Eva, Gerald's wife. That led us here, to Lenexa, Kansas, and the home of Private First Class Gerald Bryant's widow, 92-year-old Eva Bumpers.
This is wonderful. It's what they've done for him.
And their son, 71-year-old Larry Bryant.
It was a sort of a shock to hear that they were doing it.
Together, they watch. Meet Ben DeStarke, the face and voice of a stranger.
I try to visit his grave 3 to 4 times each year.
Ben DeStarke, a man saving Private Bryant.
That's why it's important that we keep the memory alive to the people who assure that freedom.
And for the first time,
I just can't tell you. He's just the best thing in the world. And I think he loved me beyond love, and I know I did him.
We hear firsthand how this Arkansas hero lived and died.
They told me everything. They told me exactly how he was killed, all about the bullets that killed him.
Eva and Private Bryant tied the knot in 1939. A year later, Larry came along.
Gerald was a wonderful, wonderful husband and father. He was smart. He was a good Christian gentleman. And we had wonderful times together.
Then World War II broke out, and the Army deployed Private Bryant to Germany. They wrote often, one love letter Eva will never forget.
Just remember that God up in heaven will direct the way that he wants me to go. And if it's his will, I go to see him. It's my will, and I hope it's your will. I'll always live with that. Because I know he was ready to see his Lord. I know he was.
February 23rd, 1945.
The only word I saw in the telegram was killed. I didn't see his name. I didn't see one other word.
Private Gerald Bryant died volunteering to take a wounded comrade to get help.
And so he did. He took him and threw him across his shoulders. And when he did, a flashlight came out of his pocket, and it went on out of the young man's pocket, and it went on, and they shot the light and killed both of them instantly. He was buried just in a trench with 17 of his outfits the day he died.
Years later, this would be his final resting place, the Ari Chappelle American Cemetery and Memorial in Belgium. Eva and Larry have never been there, but Ben DeStarke has.
Hi, Ben. This is Larry. I'm the son of Gerald, and I want to thank you for taking care of my dad's grave. He must be one fantastic kid.
A son.
Though I just never thought that I would lose him.
A war widow.
You keep the memory alive.
A stranger. 3 people now linked for life through an American hero.
And I thank you for everything you've ever done for him. And you've kept him alive to me.
Well, eventually, Eva did remarry, but her second husband has since passed away. Larry, meanwhile, followed in his father's footsteps and joined the military. He spent 4 years in the Marines. Eva and Larry are eager to talk to Ben and hope to phone him soon. We'll, of course, keep you updated. And if you'd like to see how this story all began, just go to todaysthv.com and click on the story.